goes great or not, it's still a learning experience, and it's my lesson to learn.
Great. So, since joining Careless, you've been spotted all around the world with all these awesome personalities. Like our producer Marga brought up just a few minutes ago, Jay Park. You were in a video with Jay Park, and that was awesome. So, what was that like being around all these like big international personalities?
It was so surreal. I grew up watching a lot of the people that I got to meet. Jay Park, he's such a big hip hop artist in Korea, and I got to meet Ive. I got to meet DK from Icon. I got to meet so many amazing people, and I was literally just living my fangirl dreams. I was having the time of my life, just having fun, soaking it all in. I was nervous, of course, as any fan would be when meeting their idols. But I also learned a lot of things from them. And so it was just a really fun experience. And we got to make really great relationships with all of these people and a lot of the people behind the scenes that make these idols, these artists, who they are today. So I'm just learning a lot from all these people and just building good relationships and making friends.
Great. So, given that, like, have you felt a difference between the international celebrity scene and the Filipino scene? Like, are there any interesting differences that you spotted?
I would say one thing that I noticed is international celebrities, um, they're very their priority is their artistry. Like they're very independent in the sense that they will not sacrifice anything for their artistry. Of course, like they have their fans in mind, and they always want to cater to their fans as well, but they will never prioritize that over something that they really want to do. Of course, they take comments and every suggestions into consideration, but the cool thing about them is they just want to create something that has never been created before, and that's something that I really admire about them. Um, and they're not afraid to like just jump and go for it. I'm not saying that Filipino celebrities aren't like that, but it's just more apparent in a lot of international celebrities, no matter what age they are. I feel like a lot of Filipino celebrities that are a little bit older have more of that bravery and more of that independence as opposed to the younger celebrities. But younger celebrities abroad, like people even younger than me, are so fierce and so savage about like um, getting to where they want to be as soon as possible, and not letting other people dictate how like who they should be or how they should express their artistry. And so yeah, that's something I really respect about them.
Awesome. So, speaking of like your artistry, so let's talk about your Hollywood debut.
Mhm.
So, Lisa Frankenstein, what first ran through your head when you got the role?
Um, so I found out when I was in Korea, and it was a really early morning, and I was like half asleep, half awake when I found out. I was very excited and happy, of course, because when I read the script, I was like blown away. I knew that I wanted to be in it, like after the fifth or sixth sequence. It was something that like it's like a dream movie, a dream project of mine. And so when I heard the news that I got the role, of course I was very excited, but then also I didn't allow myself to get too excited about it because um, just from being in this industry for a long time, I know that nothing is final until you're actually like filming, and sometimes even then, like it gets put on the back burner. So I didn't want to be too excited for it because I didn't want to like expect and then, get crushed and hurt if it doesn't push through. But thank God it did. And so I'm really happy. I came in with no expectations, just wanting to experience something new. And I'm enjoying every single bit of it.
What was the audition process like? I mean, I'm sure you've auditioned for stuff in the Philippines, but like, what was it like auditioning for a Hollywood film?
So honestly, I haven't auditioned for anything in a long time. The last audition I probably had was when I was like 15 or 16. Um, And so when I was told to make an audition tape for this, it was a self tape that I had to film. I've never created a self tape before. All my auditions in the past were in person. And so I didn't know how to do it. I didn't even know like what the right format for it was, or like what to even say or do. And luckily my US representatives are very experienced with that, of course. They taught me step by step, and I filmed it while I was in Korea with my manager, Jeff, and he was the one reading the lines with me. So the first pass that we did it completely wrong. There was not enough like headspace, and they're very particular about like headspace in the video. It was even blurry, and then I was like looking straight at the camera while saying my lines, which you're not supposed to do, because you don't do that like when you're actually filming. So you're supposed to be looking at the person you're reading lines with. So I had to completely redo it and film it on another day. And then I had to edit it. I had the Careless team edit it for me, and then we sent it over to the production, and we waited for about 3 days, I believe, before we got the news that I was casted for the role.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit more about the role and what drew you to that particular character.
Okay, I played Taffy, who is a high school cheerleader from the 80s. One thing in particular that drew me to the role is, well, I like the fact that it takes place in the 80s, which is something that I never got to do before. I've never done something from a different time period. And so like I really enjoy all the different looks, the hair, the makeup, the outfits. But what drew me to actually, I can't talk much about the character because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. But what drew me to the story is the genre itself. I've always wanted to be in a horror movie. But what makes this exciting is that it's a horror comedy romance. I'm fairly like comfortable with romantic comedies because that's mainly what I've been doing in the Philippines. But then you mix in a little bit of like a horror thriller aspect to it, which is really exciting for me. And it's a Diablo Cody film. I'm a huge fan of hers, and we all know like the amazing stories she's made, like Jennifer's Body and Juno. And so I feel like from that alone, you can kind of grasp a sense of the tone of the film. And Zelda Williams is directing it, and she's the daughter of, Zelda Williams is an amazing director, and she's also a great friend of mine who I got to meet on my LA trip. So what drew me the most to it really is just the genre. I can't talk too much about it because the studio asked me not to say too much. But yeah, mainly that it's based in the 80s and it's made by Diablo Cody and directed by Zelda Williams.
I think it's a good thing that you actually can't talk too much about it.
I know, I'm getting flustered and red because I'm going to say too much and then I'm going to get in trouble.
Yeah, that means that like there's so much good stuff going on in this movie. Actually, it's interesting that you pointed out Diablo Cody because I'm also personally a fan. So when I found out that she was a scriptwriter for this, like I also fangirled. And because her writing is bold, it's satirical, it's also very feminist.
Yes.
So honestly, like the script must be a big leap from what you were used to doing in the Philippines. So like how did you feel about that? Like were you intimidated by this change, or how did you tackle it?
I wasn't really intimidated by it, but I would say that it's very liberating because there's a lot of cultural differences in terms of like how they create stories, right? It's more, I would say it's more fantastical. It's more, it's not like reality. So it kind of allows you to be more artistic about it, to have more fun with it, and to like make it whatever you want it to be. And that's what I enjoy most about this production. And yeah, it's very feminist. That's what I love about it too. It makes the women in the film seem like badasses, and I'm all for that. And it's just so much fun. It's just so much fun. It's out of the ordinary.
I can feel you like holding back again. Like there's so much you want
Yeah.
to say. So speaking of badasses, you have amazing castmates. So there's
Mhm.
Cole Sprouse, there's Carla Gugino, and Catherine
Mhm.
Newton. So have you interacted with them already at length?
Mhm.
How was the process? Have you started filming already?
Yeah, we're actually on our 12th day of filming. I've filmed about 8 or 9 days already. Today is my day off. They're filming right now, but I'm not there. I did get to spend some time with Catherine Newton, Cole Sprouse, and Henry Eikenberry. I have yet to meet Carla Gugino. She comes in at the end of the month, I believe. They're all amazing. Cole and Catherine are at such a young age. They're like veterans in this industry. They've been working since they were very young, so they're very professional. They know exactly what to do, and they all knew that I was new to this American production, and they made sure that I got I got comfortable with them and with working on in such a new environment. And they're